resist Alira. If you have good resist, then +2 skill points is the best one. Good luck. All right, here we go. More strength. Oh shit. Okay. So anyways, also in there it's blood magic and vitality and purity of fire, and the boots are pretty good. You're gonna want to divine that to probably probably like 35 to 40 strength is pretty good. Because you're gonna run into some strength issues because vitality and the blood magic they take a lot of strength. I don't know why I'm still on boots. Oh, I have a headhunter there. You don't need a headhunter at all. The only reason I have a headhunter is because I was only mapping. If you're gonna kill bosses, you can use a you can use a Darkness Enthroned, a Bisco's Leash. It doesn't actually matter. You don't have to have the headhunter. All right, we got chest here. We got Shavron's Wrappings. It's a very nicely rolled. You know, it's got 300 something plus ES, so pretty good roll there. You want the 4 blues and the 1 green, 1 red. Wait. Why am I going back to the gloves? Why am I going back to the gloves, dude? Why am I going back to the gloves? What are you doing? Okay, I have faster attacks, Culling Strike in the gloves, 23%. Oh, I remember what I was saying here. You can take out the Culling Strike and put in, okay, you can take out the Culling Strike, put in Anime Guardian. If you take out the Culling Strike, you change it into a red socket, and then you use Leercast, Dying Breath, or Double Dietus, and Victario's and a Ambus for the regen. Okay, so that's like super glowy bright. If you want to take out the Culling Strike, you put an Animate Guardian, and that's like super good. And yeah, and that's the swap right there. The Double Dietus actually makes you booty blast the map bosses really easily, like super easily. Okay, so you can do that. And so that's why I don't know why I'm still on the Culling Strike. But if you want to go speedy and you're only going for the maps, then you can just keep in the Culling Strike, because the Culling Strike is like kind of nice, but your accuracy is kind of shit. So you can't really rely on the Culling Strike. But it's for a little bit of speed. Okay, we're back at the boots. I already said this. We got Purity of Fire, Vitality, Blood Magic, and level 4 Enlighten. You need the level 4 Enlighten because without it, you can't actually have all the auras because they're 235. Okay, we're back on a Scorching Ray. So we have a Righteous Fire, we have a Control Destruction, Swift Affliction, Efficacy, Ally Focus, and a Burning Damage. That's like that's the best things you can do. Oh no, it's not Righteous Fire. It's Scorching Ray. My bad. It's Scorching Ray. So there's a Scorching Ray. There's a Scorching Ray in the chest. It's a 6 link, and that's just for your single target. So if you run into a beyond, okay, we're on the helm now. The helm is pretty nice. It's like a 6 link. It's got the burning damage. It's got the Horror Essence crafted on it, which means it's a 6 link Righteous Fire. If you really wanted to go big dick, you would drop the minion damage, just like it does nothing, but you get a conk effect in there. That kind of ruins your clear speed, but the conk effect makes it into a 7 link. But this is the one I can afford. It has 200 ES, which is a good amount of ES on there, and it's a 6 link Righteous Fire. So I have Righteous Fire in there. I have Ink AoE. I have a Efficacy, I believe, and a Elemental Focus. So those are the things that you get in there. But if you want, you could use a Light Poacher as well. Light Poacher for the cleanup. You just put like Ice Bite in there and Herald of Ice, and then like the Herald of Ice shatters will help you clean up some of the stragglers, which is a big problem. Okay, what else we got on here? We're still talking about the helmet. Oh, the enchant that I have on there is the enchant is actually increased Scorching Ray damage, which means that it's just what I could get. I paid my friend Face Starcraft to get an enchant that I could use, and that's the first one he got. So ultimately, you probably want Righteous Fire, or you want 150% increased effect of Stone Golem. But the Stone Golem, and the Righteous Fire one are like, they're all just gonna be impossible to get. So just get a whole list. Okay, we're back at the gloves. We're on the Culling Strike. We already talked about that. In the weapon, I forgot my Vulgrace because I actually sold that. Elemental Overlord is procced by the shield charge, and also it'll be procced by your Light Poacher. If your Light Poacher is it has a base crit of like I think like 7 or 9%. I forgot what it is. So it's a really high base crit chance. So that's what I'm talking there. How much longer we got? Oh shit, we got 5 minutes. We only got 5 more minutes, guys. So anyways, try to get an enchant that you can use. Try to get a high ES or a light poacher if you're just mapping. You probably want the horror helm if you're gonna do bossing though. So the helm is really nice. What else we got here? Oh, we got an amulet. We got Presence Chayula. So the 16 all attributes is actually pretty darn good. It helps you with a little bit of your attribute issues. Chaos Res is really nice for desecrated ground. Different kinds of chaos damage. A Strange Barrel actually causes a pretty big chaos bomb, so that's a decent amount. Cannot be stunned, nothing to be said there. The cannot be stunned is actually really nice, because then you don't need to go Brine King. So put that on, and I'm taking it off and on. You can look at my ES right here. See, it's going from 9 point something to 8 point something. So you can see the life to energy shield conversion is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. So you can use this amulet, but if you're just mapping with this build, you can use like Biscos or whatever. But then if you're mapping, you can just go a different build. So it doesn't really matter about the biscuits. Just use a presence chat. Okay, this shield is pretty fat. So usually you use the Rise of the Phoenix in the past, but now with these Elder Shields, I have +2 max fire res and then reduced damage taken over time, which helps with the Righteous Fire damage. And it has a high amount of ES. It has way more ES than the Rise of the Phoenix shield. So that's why I use this shield. And it's a level 21 Clarity, just because I have so much mana that I needed to use something. So I'm using Clarity, and I'm using the Summon Stone Golem in there, and I'm using a Discipline in there. Those are 3. Now, you could swap it out. If you don't, I use Clarity because I had an issue with my shield charge, see? But if you can see how much mana I have there, I could put in an Empower instead of the Clarity. So if I put in Empower 4 instead of the Clarity, the mana is like pretty much the same thing as it was before, and you get the bonus of more Stone Golem health regen, and you get like 30 or 40 more ES with the Empower in there. So that's why I use that. Rings, nothing to say here. This is just like pretty fat Ellie damage rings, opal rings, and you try to get the ES on there if you can, and try to show up your resist. And then I put cold damage on that one so I can proc the elemental equilibrium there. You see that? So the shield charge it only has cold damage on there, right? Barring headhunter stuff, but it only has cold damage. So every time I shield charge into a monster, specifically Beyonds and the boss, they'll get EE'd, and that's really nice. The other ring, exactly the same thing. You have ES, you have like 40 something total LE damage for the Righteous Fire, and then you have the resist to short and a little bit of life, which helps with the ES a tiny bit, but it's not really that big a deal. Okay, flask. So we got Chemist Silver Flask of Warding. This will make sure that like no curses on the maps affect you, like LE Weakness, Enfeeble. Those are like the two really bad ones. And also, I guess, like Temp Chains feels bad, and this lasts a long time. Next one is Witchfire Brew. I have 2 curses as an occultist, so the Despair does not like overwrite the flammability that I have. And the I'm not muted again, am I? No, I'm not muted again. And then so this one is just for speed. Alchemist Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline, nothing to say there. And then Dying Sun for the AoE, and you need a Rubby Flask because you're playing Righteous Fire, so that covers both things. You have a Light Poacher. The +2 projectile is also really nice. Experimental Sulfur Flask of Heat is for the regen a little bit, and a tiny bit of damages, I guess. Also freeze immunity, you solve that. Zealot's Oath converts your life regen into ES regen, so the consecrated ground that's on the ground helps you a lot with your ES when you're fighting bosses and stuff. That's the only time you're standing still, so it's pretty good. Hovered over my Conk effect, that goes into the Ink AoE in the helm if you want some more damage. What else we got? What am I doing now? What am I talking about right now? I think that's about it. I think we talked about everything. The tree right there, the path of building will be below the video because I sold a couple things, and that's about it. That's about it. The Divine Righteous Fire looks pretty good, and yeah, that's about it, right, guys? Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're done. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. Woo, we did it, guys. I dubbed it. We're fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut that as a highlight on the stream, and then put it over the section that was muted. All right. Envy with the $5 dude says, nice guy, thanks. Oh, no problem, thank you. Mwah. Woo. There we go. All right, that was it. Anyways, for those of you guys that are wondering, I accidentally muted my mic halfway through the guide, so now I had to do that dub. In which card game do you peg out